Good evening, everybody. This is Encounters, the late night UFO spiritual talk show. It is 11:22, so it is a little bit late night. So it's not 11 o'clock, but it is 11:22, 22 minutes later than we usually get on. But no fret. We are here. We are here all over the world. Encounters, the late night spiritual UFO talk show. Lucis Jackson, good to see Jason R, Jan R, Jess Parker. Hey, Lucas, good to see you, brother. User 669, Sloan. Everybody come in here. Jan R, welcome to the show. Jess Parker, welcome. We'll see who's going to be here tonight. And we're going to show you a video of a little bit later that there were UFOs, spaceships over South Washington, D.C. Okay? And matter of fact, these were recent sightings on several nights, November 15th, and then yesterday, November 25th, and today, November 26th. 3 different dates over South Washington, D.C. Good evening, everybody. Yes, indeed, it's happening, And yes, they have had sightings over the years over the Washington, D.C. area. And I'm going to show this one a little bit later. It's pretty cool. You're going to see it looks like, I think there were 3 or 4 of them hovering over South Washington, D.C. on 3 different dates. Hey, Melissa, good to see you. Hey, Charles Kirby, welcome. Let's amp it up here. We want to get up to 100,000 followers. 100,000 likes. And right now, we're almost at 70,000 followers in general. We're almost at 800,000 likes in general. So I appreciate all those people that are coming through. Hey, Bird Lova, good to see you. Loretta, user Lady Love, Wendy M. Everybody, welcome to the show. I also have a glass of apple cider. Yes. A full glass of apple cider. Freedom X, welcome. Ranae, good to see you. Daisy Dogs, welcome to the show. Cheers, welcome to the show. Everybody coming in here. This is the place to be. If you're not here, I don't know where you are. I really don't. Hey, Sandy, good to see you. Welcome to the show, Sandy. Von Mar 15. Mad Genius, good to see you. We have the apple cider. Break the Great, have you ever had the apple cider mimosa? No, I cannot say I have. Hey, Wendy. Okay, I'll just call you Wendy. Jerry Black in Texas, welcome, Jerry. Gazelle, good to see you. Pink Tea, thank you for the share. One Toyota, thank you for the gift, the Bolt. And we are definitely amped up again tonight, as always. And last night we had quite a show. Wendy, David McCure, howdy, David. Pink Tea, hello, Tater, Linda. Everybody out there, wherever you are, this is a place to be. Yes, indeed. When it comes to busting the matrix, we're doing it here right on Encounters. And we don't care where they people are or what you are or who you are, we will bust the matrix. If you're in that 3D world, we're going to bust it. Yep, we don't care. We just want to bust the matrix here on Earth. Get people ready for cosmic contact. Starlight, welcome. MSJ. They're starting to kindly and in an unharmful way taking airstrikes down the POS ones. JS. Hey, Ruby, good to see you. Michelle, thank you for the follow. Sharon Louise, good evening. Blessings, El Duarte. Ab, I think it is. All the people coming in here, welcome to the show. Why are they over the White House? Why not? That's the thing. Why are they over the White House? Well, not over the White House right now, but for 3 nights in a row, including the 25th, there have been a number of UFOs in South Washington, D.C. Hey, Chesno, the people that actually recorded these UFOs. As a matter of fact, I might not even wait to show you this video because I think you should be able to see it. Hey, Chesno. Chesno's one of our brothers in light here in the beautiful state of consciousness, Connecticut. Then we should change the state of Connecticut to the state of consciousness. Now, I don't think they would ever do that, but anyway. Peggy, good to see you. Welcome. Hey, Leah, good to see you. Let's see here. Okay, so we'll see who's in Connecticut. Who's in Connecticut? I'm in Connecticut. Hey, Lisa Marie. My friend Chesno's in Connecticut. I'm in Connecticut. We have a few people here that are in the New England region and in Connecticut. Lisa Marie's in Connecticut too. No, I never will be abducted. You know why? Because I work for the Ashtar Command, and we are opposed to abductions. Matter of fact, we are the ones that go out to stop the abductions. So let's see. I think Mercury was one. So we're going to actually, I love this dialogue. I think it's why you. So why you? Let's deal with that whole comment. Most of you also are own government. Absolutely not. That's right. You heard me. Absolutely not. That means not all UFOs are our government. Yes, we do have reverse engineer technology that was given to us by the negative ETs who wanted to abduct human beings in order to give us the technology. We said, go ahead and do it. Abduct people for 70 years. And as long as you give us the reverse engineer technology to build these reverse engineered ships, you can do what you want. But not all UFOs are ours. We do have them, but not all of them are ours. Because if we say most of them are ours, then what happens to the other ones that aren't? How can most of them be ours and the other ones are not? That's the question. To be or not to be, that is the question. I think that comes from Shakespeare. Somewhere in that area. But the truth is, seriously, many of the what we call UFOs, or what they want to call UAPs, or what we want to call flying saucers, or what we want to call spaceships, are actually spaceships. And yes, brothers and sisters, they do come from outer space. And also, they come from the inner Earth. And also, they come from the oceans, from the space bases. So yes, they exist, but not all of them are ours. If you believe most of them are ours, then you're being programmed and lied to, you see. And we're here to bust that matrix tonight too, right? We will. Together, we can do it. Whoa, okay. I just hit my... But it's all good, because the commander's here, and we're, hey, Bifrost, good to see you. It's been a while. Earthly Girl, did it spill? No, it didn't spill. I just hit my iPod with my cider glass, but it didn't spill. Thank goodness for that. We don't want that happening here. And hopefully this evening we're going to have some good interviews. We had a lot of good people on last night. My show from last night, if you missed last night's show, it was definitely out of this world. Hey, Palladium Rainbow, if you missed last night's show, you missed a whole bunch of stuff. You know, I know there's a lot going on in the world and a lot of different things on TikTok, but you really want to be here. You know why? Because I am here. And you know, when you're here, anything is possible and everything is possible. Hey, Elvira, good to see you. Have fine. Good to see you up in galactic country of the Appalachian Mountains, where they are in contact with the Anunnaki. Thank you, Wendy. Power and Grace says, do you feel an extraterrestrial species will intervene as man gets closer to the brink of nuclear war? So let me address that. All kidding aside, let me address that. And because I am a contactee for people that have not really any knowledge about me. I mean, my mind is going a mile a minute here. A contactee. I work with the Ashtar Command. I'm from the Ashtar Command, and I'm very connected with my space family. I can tell you that they'll never ever let any country start a nuclear war. It's not going to happen. I know people are getting kind of freaked out with things in the world, but that's not going to happen. So to answer your question, the answer is, and Marie Jasco, I'll answer her question in a minute. Let's see here. So Parent Grace, if we were ever getting closer to the brink of what you call nuclear war, all the nuclear weapons would be dismantled and all the electrical systems would be shut down. So you don't have to worry about nuclear war. It's not going to happen. Okay, so we're going to bring Marie up here if she wants to come up. You have to be over 18. If I can do this. You have to be over 18. No smoking, no kids on the show, no vaping on the show, no drugs, no drunks, no drugs, no paranormal discussion, no politics, no religion, no cursing on the show. So I am randomly bringing people up like I did last night. If you're a contactee, if you had an encounter with space people and you've never told your story, this is the place to do it. We want to hear what's happening. I know there's stuff happening out there. We want to hear from you, everybody out there around the planet. No, you don't have to be shown. So, Marie, would you like to come up without being shown? You don't have to go on camera. You just have audio. Ranae the Phoenix. I'm going to bring Ranae the Phoenix. I've talked to her. She's going to be coming up. Ranae the Phoenix is my first guest. I already talked to her offline, and she has a story to tell. Ranae, just accept the request to come up, and I will bring you up. Ranae. If you need help, Ranae, getting up on here live, let me know. I know about Ranae because I've talked to her offline, and I've been in touch with a number of people. And Havoc Bliss, you'll be with us next after. Hey, Ranae, good to see you. Welcome to the show.
Hi. Can you hear me fine?
Hi. Yes, you sound great. And you and I have spoken offline. So tell our audience around the world a little bit about yourself and what you'd like to share tonight.
So I'm originally from Savannah, Georgia. And then I moved up to like the Washington, D.C. area. And that's when I started having like a lot of encounters. I haven't been abducted or anything like that, but I had like a few things that shook me up. Sorry, I'm a little nervous.
Oh, you're okay. You'll be fine. Take a deep breath,
Yeah.
release out of your nostrils, and just allow yourself to relax. It'll be all good.
Okay. So, the first encounter that I had was very weird. I was working at a casino in Maryland, like as a showgirl, and I just remember like feeling like my body was shutting down, like almost like electricity going through my body. I remember this guy coming up to me, and he looks at me and say, "Are you okay?" And I couldn't really speak the words out, and then I just remember like going down, and my body was like almost being electrocuted, but
Oh my gosh.
without burning. Yeah, I wasn't burning or anything, but I was shaking. But I was, they thought that I was having a seizure, but I wasn't because I was fully aware of what was going on around me. And I was just like shaking. They took me to the hospital. They couldn't get me to stop at first. It just kept going and going. And I just remember just feeling like something was running through my veins. Like I just couldn't make it out. And then eventually they finally like got it to stop. It took over like a day. And I was released from the hospital. I had a friend get me and I had to go back from my car. So we go back from my car, and I remember it was like bumper to bumper traffic on a Saturday.
Yeah.
And I happened just to look up at the sky, and I touched my friend. I was like, oh my God. And the truck next to me on the right, he's even like pointing out his window, and we see a spacecraft that looks like a Nerf ball. Like,
Really?
it was the way it was shaped looked like a Nerf ball, like a football kind of,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
it was translucent, like you could see different colors like going
Mm-hmm.
through it, and then the
Mm-hmm.
back of it was like a bluish color, like flame. It
Wow.
stopped directly in front of my car, and I felt like whatever was in there was looking directly at me.
At you.
I could feel it,
And
but I couldn't see anything.
you sense that in that spacecraft, there
Hmm.
obviously were there are people or beings or space beings in the craft, and you already knew something inside you knew that you're being observed by the people or the beings in that spaceship.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I just went almost in like a slight trance before it like went in a reverse type motion and went phew, like just was gone.
Yeah.
And I was
Wow.
just in shock, and almost that same sensation of like my body about to start shaking was about to happen, but it stopped. So that was the
Wow.
beginning of my encounter. And then after that, I started, I don't know if anybody is from like the Maryland area, but it's an area called like Wardorf. And it's a section of it that's like a farm, a giant like like farm on both sides. And
Wow.
I was a vet tech at the time, and I was doing the graveyard shift, so I got off at like 3 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm driving, no one is on the road, it's just me. And I went to Wawa, and I'm like, well, let me just gas up real quick. And I remember looking at the moon, and I was like, wow, the moon looks amazing. Like, I should take my phone out and take a picture of it. So now I'm at the stop light, and I'm taking a picture, and I noticed something strange. I saw what appeared to be a spacecraft that looked like the Mario brother mushroom.
Oh wow.
Is like a whole mushroom, and you could see the three lights at the top of it, and right across from it was like a white orb.
Oh wow.
And I clearly took a picture of it. At the time I had an Android, so I took this picture, but then I thought instantly like, oh no, I'm the only one out here, let me go. I ran the red light, got a ticket and everything. But the crazy part was when I woke up the next morning, I looked at the back of my window in my car, and I see what appears to be a handprint. But it
Oh my
was weird.
God.
It was only three fingers, and the middle finger was long,
Oh my
like
gosh.
like super long versus the other two fingers. So if you make three, three fingers with your pointer finger in the middle,
Yeah.
it was extremely long, and I got nervous. And I remember going back to work and showing everyone, and I showed them my phone. All of a sudden, my phone got super hot and malfunctioned.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm leading up to the bigger part of it all. So those were the two sightings that I had, and I became very like almost paranoid because I'm a dreamer.
Yeah.
Come from Blackfoot and Yamacraw Native American lineage, so
Okay.
I'm very connected like to spirit. Like if you see my page, like I'm connected to spirit. I'm not a weirdo or do
Right.
any type
Right.
of drugs. So
Right.
I always believed that I'm not from here. I had visions showing me a type of planet, but what's the weird part is it's not in the sky, it's in the water.
So you're saying that now that when you say planted in the water, is it possible that you're coming from an
Hmm.
inner Earth civilization within our
Yes.
planet?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you for saying inner earth. So one of my dreams like definitely showed me the inner earth. I was in New York in this dream, and I'm having cartels with like some of my employees, and I say, do y'all feel that? I could feel the earth moving. And everyone is still going on, and then the building starts to lean like to
Mm-hmm.
the side, and it's glass windows everywhere, and when I look down, the earth is opening up. The whole earth opens up, and everything that's on top, like the buildings, the car, is going inside, but it's going like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's not
Yeah.
going directly down, but it's like going off somewhere else. And inside,
Mm-hmm.
I saw a beautiful inner earth. And the colors
Yes.
that's on the earth doesn't look like any of the colors here. I saw what appeared to be water, but it was clear like air. But how I
Mm-hmm.
knew it was water because it was creatures that looks to be swimming that was in this like clear water.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw trees that look ginormous, and they almost look alive instead of just like how our trees are.
Right.
It was
Right. They were.
crazy. Yeah, and that was like the beginning piece. So now getting to the bigger part of it all.
Oh wow.
So it's my daughter is 6. So 6 years ago, I was at home with my daughter. She was like a baby. And I just remember her fussing out of nowhere, just crying. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe I should just take you for a walk. I leave out of the living room and go into the bedroom to get the stroller. And my child is knocked out. Like she went from extremely fussy to quiet. It was eerie. And all of a sudden, before I heard the noise, you know how you embrace yourself for a hit?
Yeah. Yeah.
My soul, it was embracing itself first. Like I froze up and then I hear this loud noise over the house. So at the time I was renting like a basement apartment, and I'm happy that my landlord was home. She was actually in the shower at the time when this
Yeah.
happened. So I'm in the basement and I'm embracing myself because I'm like, whatever this is about to crash into the house. And I hear this loud noise, and remind you, the baby is still like knocked out cold.
Yeah.
And I froze up and I hear something said, Rita, you have to go outside. Like, just go outside. And I remember running up the steps. And when I looked up, I saw what appeared to be, it looked like the street. It was black, like how our streets are, the asphalt street, and it was levitating above, but it was a craft. I could only see a piece of it because the rest of it was like hitting in, I guess, a cloud that they created. It
Like
was
yeah, it was
crazy.
like they cloaked themselves in partly a cloaked. They're looking like a cloud, but it's a ship.
Yes. And so it's there. And I'm seeing the tail in it, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was like, is that a piece of the street like above us? And the whole neighborhood was quiet at first, but our house was vibrating. Then it leaves. It is gone. I go to the front, and then after it leaves, the noise was so loud that it made like all the cars on the block like go off the alarm. I didn't see anyone come out their
Really?
house. I called my landlord. I said, hey, where are you? She was like, I'm so scared to move. She said, are you in the house? I said, yes. She was like, I was in the shower and I thought the roof was about to cave in. In the
Oh
midst of
my
all of
God.
that, my child wakes up, which was the crazy part, because with all of the noise and the vibrations, you would have thought that she woke up in that moment. I felt like I was being monitored. And I think my child is like, I hate to say it, but she could be like some type of hybrid or something, or they did something. As I always, when I look at my child's eyes, is something very mysterious about her, that and her level of intelligence is, very unique. So I don't know.
Do
I
you
had,
do you think that your child, and I'm listening really carefully, everybody. So do you think your child is a hybrid that these space beings has something to do with your child?
I do. I do. I really do
Interesting.
believe it. I
Hmm.
do believe it. And I know
And
it sounds crazy, but I do.
it do-
And I
it
could
doesn't
feel
sound crazy on this
it.
show. Everyone, when they tell a story, say you think I'm crazy. It sounds crazy. You're not crazy. This is the number one spiritual UFO talk show, and we've put away the whole idea of the word crazy. Matter of fact, everyone here actually is really tuned into what you're saying. So you have a daughter that could be a hybrid.
Yes.
Um, do you have any idea who these space beings are? It seems like they've really been tuned into you.
I drew a picture recently. Like, I'm looking a little crazy because I washed my hair, if that's okay, but I wanted to show y'all a picture. So yesterday I was in my room, and they do
Hmm.
communicate with me from time to time. I don't feel afraid, but I just
Yeah.
feel like whatever it
You
is, I'm being
and
monitored.
I evidently you do have camera ability. So if you can please come on camera, that'd be great.
Okay.
It
Hold
says you
on.
have camera ability here on my thing.
Yes.
There's a
I do.
yeah. So I'll let her turn her camera
Fine.
on, and then when
Can
you
you see
press the
me?
well, not yet. Now
Oh,
there
yeah.
you are. All right, Renee.
Sorry,
There she
guys.
is.
So this was the picture yesterday after meditating, and
So that's now that is that a picture of your daughter?
no, this is one of
That
the beings that come in contact with me.
The space being. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Look at that drawing.
I know it's a little. I'm not a drawer, but yeah,
No,
that's
you're that. Look, you did very good. That's amazing. It looks like it's a female.
it is a female, and I haven't drew her like in detail, but her skin is translucent, almost like a greenish, bluish color, and it's a little on the scaly. She almost remind me like reptilian, but not reptilian. I would say more like um, what's the word? Like
She doesn't look at anything
mermaid.
like, yeah, mermaidish type. She doesn't look like reptilian at all. She's
Yeah.
definitely very
Thank
much
you,
not
love.
reptilian. She's definitely not lower vibration. She seems to have, when you've seen her,
Mm-hmm.
does she have a pure essence of light to her when you met?
Yeah, she
She
does.
does.
Yeah,
She
she
does.
has light, and she sent me a message yesterday, and she said that basically that being part of the human experience has taught her a lot about humanity, and she said that she understood like the pain and stuff that I was going through, but like she reassured me that things was going to be better. And then I kind of was slightly freaked out because I always feel their presence from time to time, but I never really like had a chance to really like communicate with them, only just in my dreams.
Mhm.
And so I did have a dream about the Leviathan. Um, or I think it's I don't I mean I know we call it that, but he's like dragon looking. Um and I think this is part of her like peoples as well. I don't know what role she plays. Maybe later on she would like explain it to me. But basically in the dream, I was in this building. I'm always in a building, and
Mhm.
I see it's like we were near the water. The
Mhm.
water was really dark, like how they said as above so below. So it's like the water was really dark, just like the sky. And I saw
Mhm.
two what looks like to be like tornadoes in the water.
In the
And then the
water.
tornadoes, I'm screaming to everyone, get out, get out. It's like these tornadoes are coming, but then the tornadoes exit to like the right. As they exit, I see what appears to be like this Leviathan, and it's
Mhm.
looking me dead in the face, and I'm like kind of shook, but not shook, but it's like trying to communicate with me. It's like looking me dead into my soul.
Right. It's trying to
And I'm
communicate
like,
with you.
yeah, and I'm just like, oh my God. And we were just standing there, and it gets out the water, and it's huge. It's like beyond my imagination. Like even in the dream world, I was kind of like shook, and it got
Yeah.
up, and it didn't even touch the building. It just, as it was looking at me, it walked off. But what I did hear was that, sorry, because I'm getting a little nervous. So
No, that's okay.
what the entity, I don't want to call it a creature because that just be disrespectful, but like what the
Right.
entity told me was that, I'm gonna say for entertainment purpose only,
And we'll try to keep it,
that yeah, that one of the countries have breached a contract, and the Leviathan is there, and it's waiting, and this particular continent is going to be broken into four pieces.
really.
And because they have broken their agreements with the mer people or sirens, and because they've been bombing the water and doing other things to throw them off,
Hmm.
that they are bringing war to this particular continent.
So, are these particular energies, or these are sea beings of some sort, correct? Would
Hmm.
that be a way to be honoring them appropriately? I don't want to call them creatures. So they're
Yeah.
sea beings, and you now this is not a dream. Is this a dream or a physical reality?
This, so even in my dream state, it's not like a dream. Like I could actually smell,
Right.
touch, like all of my senses are like fully there.
Hmm.
So I don't really know
And
how to explain that piece, but
so, and if I'm going to say for entertainment purposes only,
hmm.
because I'm getting a feeling I know where I already, because I'm from outer space, I'm with the Astro Command, and I am, my family's watching on a spaceship of the command right now. They watch the show. They have a monitoring system.
Hmm.
And so if I say this, I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
say it for entertainment purposes only. I'll just say it's a country that is big and a country that has put nerve gas in our oceans back in the 40s,
Mm-hmm.
has used nuclear weapons within the ground to test nuclear weapons in
Yes.
the 1940s, without saying the country. It's
Mm-hmm.
a country. It's a place where we have had a whole disregard for life in our oceans, and have done things recently, which my friend April talked about a while ago, that affected the mer people in the Indian Ocean.
Yes.
And you know about that. I know you do.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And
So
you're correct.
yes,
That's
I am.
exactly what it
I know
is.
exactly. That's what it is. The Astro
Mm-hmm.
Command has been spending months replenishing that area.
8885, correct.
Yes, and so um, yes, so the Astro Command is very much Christed beings of light, the forces of light from out that are also within this space cities and our oceans. One of the space cities that that are let's say the a continent that we are in, without saying it, uh,
Mm-hmm.
used negative ETs to attack a space city and mer
Yep.
people. And I
Mm-hmm.
can tell you this:
Yep.
one of the little girls, my friend April, was on one of the Ashtar ships with the
Mm-hmm.
command, and this was a few months ago. She was physically there, and she saw what they did. They got the other weapon from the reptilians,
Yep.
and that weapon has been destroyed. I can tell you this to be true.
Okay.
Our government, for for entertainment purposes
Entertainment
only,
purpose.
was involved in this. Not the surface government, the secret part of the government that's involved with all these projects to do things that are pretty much negative.
Mm-hmm.
And so that whole area is being replenished. The life is being brought back, which is beautiful. And there won't be any. That other weapon is no longer existing. They only had two of them that were
Yep.
brought in through a portal during the CERN openings during the
Mm-hmm.
eclipse. That's when
Yep.
they brought it in. They were very
Mm-hmm.
the government, let's say, was very sneaky about it. And this little mer girl, and every time I think about it, this little mer girl, she was a little girl. My friend April was holding her hand, and she died on the ship. They're trying to save her life. She died. This little girl, just a little girl, maybe 8 years old in Earth years, and many other people. Whoops, many other people. Many other people were affected. Some of the space people got ill from what was used. There are other people that
Because
died
I have conditioner in my hair.
In the
Sorry.
Indian Ocean. They died. You already know about this, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And your connection with your space people, the picture of the woman you showed, they're very much light people. They are. You never were abducted. You have a relationship, I think, with some very high spiritual beings. Would
Yeah,
you say that to be true?
it is true. It's very true. And the eclipse that had happened a couple of months back, and I know a lot of people, well, some people, especially in my community, was like, oh, don't like go out there, and some superstitions around it too, or whatever. And I went out there, and I could share this with you like off screen somewhere, but I have a
Yeah.
picture of I used the glasses over my lens. I actually saw it with my eyes, and I
Yes.
did see a being um, in the eclipse area, and I saw the robe. Like in the picture, you could clearly see everything. It had a
Mm-hmm.
robe on. The hair was
Mm-hmm.
like short. It had like some type of like earring on, but it had this thing coming from the top of his head. And
Mm-hmm.
in the first picture, he's facing me, but I can't
Mm-hmm.
see a face per se. But then
Right.
after he acknowledges me, you can see the side profile and him like walking off.
Oh wow.
And yeah, and I'll post a couple of things on my page too, but I have been seeing the eyes in the sky, like you could clearly see like a whole eye. That has been a thing lately where I've just
Yeah.
been seeing gigantic eyes. Recently, I saw like a whole extraterrestrial like face.
Hmm.
I even have been in contact with what they would call like the Pegasus. Um, and that was not even in a dream state. It was like, I don't know, something that they do like with my body or like something in my nervous system. And then I almost kind of like go into this trance.
Hmm.
And when I went into the trance, I was like in the backyard and it was this giant cloud that came down. It reached, almost reached like ground level. And when I
Really?
looked up, yeah, it was like this giant, I can't even explain. It was huge. And I looked up and I see what appears, what we call it, like a Pegasus or unicorn or
Right. A
whatever you
unicorn.
want to
Yeah.
call it.
Yeah.
And he was white and he was huge. And he literally, when he acknowledged me, which, and I felt like he didn't have to, or I don't know what significance that I bring into their life, but he bows to me, like kneels down towards me. And I'm in awe. And when I kind of like looked up, there was a whole like herd of them. And then they
Oh my
go
gosh.
off. Yeah, they go off. So it's like from time to time and I have a journal like just full of all of the cryptic like messages. I can't
Hmm.
really like, I try to put some of it together, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's been very eventful.
It's
And
amazing.
my daughter will have like certain dreams too. When I was younger, I used to sleepwalk, which, and I heard that is also a sign of like them kind of like communicating in the alternate, like I can't really explain, but my daughter just,
It's like an alternate reality. Like
yes.
I know what sleepwalking is. So for audience, we have Ranae on here, and we're talking about her experience, and we just met offline. I do a lot of research when I'm not on here, and I read people's stories, and they, you know, and we connect, and I bring them onto the show because I feel Ranae had such an important thing to share, and she does. There's so many, and what you're sharing is, I think, very important because these are things you won't hear about on the news or anywhere because our media is controlled. Our major media is controlled by a monopoly of people and corporations that don't want to hear the truth about what's going on right now. We have a lot of stuff going on, and you're part of a big deal of what's happening on our planet. You're one of the people that are having an experience that should be heard. And I thank God I'm able to do this show and make it a voice for people to come forward and not be afraid. And I think your daughter is incredible. So your daughter,
Mm-hmm.
so for your daughter, when we use the word hybrid, it doesn't necessarily mean that her daughter was created through an abduction experience. So, how do you think that occurred? Like when you were six
If I
years
tell
ago,
you
when
the story, I mean, I know you said this is a safe place, but the story is even wild. So
it's a
I
safe
had two,
place.
I had two miscarriages before my daughter, and we all
Hmm.
called the next child that comes through like a rainbow child. So it was my friend's birthday, and before we went to her birthday party, my child's father and I were intimate. In the act of intimacy,
Right.
I felt this energy, and when I looked behind him, I saw this woman or an entity type. Well, she appeared to me as a woman, and she was like a golden light. And she said to me, "You have a choice to make, and if you continue to go on, you will conceive this time, but you will be alone, but you won't be alone." And I was like, well, I want my child. And then
Right.
she left out the wall, like just left. And sure enough, I conceived my child. And even her name is very significant too that they gave me. And I conceived her, and I felt like whatever that energy was a part of bringing something greater through. I don't know
Hmm.
how to
So
explain it.
do you was that a one of the space beings that came to you and told you that?
I'm not
Do you
really sure
believe
who she was,
it was a
but I
woman
know
though,
she
right?
wasn't from here. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm getting it was a space woman.
yeah. And
Yeah,
she
they
came
can go.
to me.
She came through the wall, right?
Yep. And my
So she's
child
able.
was conceived on St. Patrick's Day, which
Hmm.
is a very like special day. The
Yeah.
meaning for it is very special too. But yeah, she was conceived like on that day. She came on time, like, and then when she came out, like when the doctors gave it to her, I was kind of like taken back because her eyes were wide open.
Mm.
Like she was born in 2018. Like her eyes was like before the pandemic, and her eyes were like wide open.
Right. So when you look at her eyes, do you
Hmm.
see like a space little girl,
Yep.
like a
Her
girl from the
eyes are
stars?
elongated. Like
Yeah,
I have almond shaped eyes,
elongated.
but my
Yeah.
daughter eyes are pulled like back more, and she has
Hmm.
more of a elongated face a little bit, and we both
Really?
have like rounder like foreheads.
Yeah.
Which also has like a meaning as well. We have longer limbs, like our fingers are super
Mhm.
long.
Oh
My
wow.
arms are long as well. I'm only 5'9", but some of our features are like very like elongated.
Interesting. Interesting how you describe that.
Mhm.
It's just it's an amazing thing, you're, I believe, having continuous. The space beings. Do you have an idea? I don't think all of them are from the inner Earth, but I think you have connections also with space people that are good from other places beyond the planet Earth. Correct?
Yeah, I have seen another planet that is a purplish color with rings around it. It looks like it's about 4 to 5 rings around it. It's a purple
Hmm.
like planet. And I have been there a couple of times too. And the beings on that one, they don't have a physical body. They're more of like energies.
Energies.
They're
And when you
energy.
say, so for people that don't understand that, I do understand what you're saying, but for people around the world who don't understand what energy beings are, could energy beings be both female energy beings and male as well, or do they don't have
Yeah,
a,
I feel like they're interchangeable. I don't think it's like
yeah,
a
okay,
sex thing, but they're just pureness. And
pure
when I
energy,
was
yeah.
around them, I felt like super, like when I only visit there about 3 times. And every time when I came back here, I felt like I was zapped with extra energy. Um, Almost like I could stay up for a whole week and not be tired or hungry
Oh
because
wow,
that's how powerful like the energy is. Like I don't have to have food or anything.
right.
Yeah, like Ina says.
You're like not like on Earth where you have to have something to get the energy, and
Yeah.
now when you were basically there,
Hmm.
there's no need to have food. I mean, if you wanted food, I'm sure the manifestation of some sort of vegetarian or food can be
Hmm.
created through consciousness, but you didn't need the food. You were
No.
in a pure state of where you were. You had no
Hmm.
need. She had no need for food. Everybody. She was like in a different state of
Yeah.
consciousness.
And
So
when
you were.
I'm hmm,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
and when I'm back here after visiting there, like I function very well. I could My hearing is like 10 times more heightened where I had to
Hmm.
move more into like a country like area where it's quiet
Hmm.
because it would just mess with my senses. I don't really watch TV at all because it's like a frequency that's in there that kind of like I don't know, it almost gives me headaches
Yeah,
if I'm
TV.
like watching. Mm-hmm.
It's the energy. It's a low form of energy. Yeah,
Yeah. So
absolutely.
like on my phone is where I usually get most of my information or from I have an elderly person that lives with me. So she watches it and she may gives me updates from time to time, but I can't like really do it.
You stay away from Ranae the TV energy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hmm.
we have a TV in the living room here.
There's
I'm
none
pretty
in
well.
my room. There's none in my
We're pretty
daughter
much
room.
shielded. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't let that happen to me at all. I'm pretty well protected. But I understand what you're saying. I
Hmm.
think that's a good thing what you're doing. And
Yeah.
so your little girl is now 6 years old.
Yeah, she's 6.
Hmm. And she must be an amazing, bright child. You know.
Yep.
And so if you does she ever tell you stories? Does she ever have dreams about the space people? Does she tell you
She's
things?
Yep, she
Can
has.
you
Very
can you
vivid. She
can you
draws.
tell us some of those stories your little child talks about?
Yeah, one day she came to me and she said, "Mommy, I have to tell you about this dream that I had." And I was like, "Okay, baby, like what is it?" She's like, "Wait a minute." And she draws this picture and I was confused at first because she's a kid, so it's like, what is this? And
Yeah.
she's drawing like these taller people.
Hmm.
And so she drew these taller people and then she draws herself and then she draws me and she says, "Mom, like we're not really from here, and that one day you will see we'll end up going back home. So then I was like, well, Naya, where is home? And she was like, where the stars are at. And I was like, well, who told you that?
Interesting.
And she was like, the tall people. And I said, Naya, what tall people? She was like, the ones that come and visit me in my dream. So one day,
Oh,
one night, I know you're not supposed to disturb them while they're sleepwalking, but something was like, I'm going to have a conversation, because my daughter also speaks a language that I don't understand.
there you understand. She speaks the language.
Yeah,
Interesting.
when she's in her sleep work, and it's not just babble. It's not like blah blah blah. Like she's actually saying something. And so
Yeah.
one day, she's up, her eyes is open and stuff, but I could tell she's still in like a state. And I go, Naya, are you here? Is mommy, like, are you here with us? And she goes, no, not right now, but I'll be back. And I was
I'll
like,
be
well, Naya,
back.
I need you to come. I need you to tell them like they need to bring you back, because mommy
Mm-hmm.
needs to have a talk with you. And she stops for a minute. I guess she must have been having a conversation. And then when she
Yeah.
came back, she goes, Mommy, why you stop me from like playing and stuff? And I said, well, now you actually was like sleeping. And she goes, no, I was really playing, and you keep like messing up my fun time. And she was like really upset and very like adamant that I interrupted something that,
And she was involved in a
and she was
conversation.
involved into a conversation. Yep. And her
Do,
teachers even had expressed to me, she had a parent teacher night, and she goes, I must say to you, like, your daughter is very like compassionate, and the way she takes care of like the other kids is almost like a mother. And she has this she was like, it's almost like a little adult. She was like,
really?
she's like, I'm not saying anything about like your parent. I think it's great. But she was like, it's something about your daughter. Like, she almost understands on like a adult level. And I
Yeah.
have people tell me like when they speak to her, they almost forget that they're having a conversation with
With
like
a
a
kid.
kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause she's
Now,
very deep.
do you have any of the pictures or drawings of her, of the drawings of the tall beings or the beings, people that we can see?
Um, I don't know where her book is at right now, because I wasn't
Oh,
really
okay.
prepared. But
Oh,
the
okay. Yeah.
next time when we like, I guess, join, or you
Yeah,
let
I'll
me
have you
come on,
on.
I'll
Oh, yeah, I'll let you
bring,
come on.
yeah, I'll bring the rest of the
Oh,
pictures.
I'd love to see that. I think we'd love to see your drawings. I think a lot of people are fascinated by the point when you said you has drawings.
Yeah,
That would be incredible because you know kids like that, they're coming in. They're the new. They're going to be the ones as they get older. They're going to be living on a new earth that
yeah.
we are here to see. That hasn't happened completely yet,
I
but
think
we're at the just the
I won't have
brink,
this on the next time, y'all. I was
and that's
doing the deep. I'm
and
doing the
that's
deep
okay.
conditioner, so
Yeah, it's okay. You're a beautiful person, and so the thing is, these kids that are growing up now, many of them, like your daughter, we have 8 billion people on the planet, but the kids, the little kids, like 6 years old, some of those kids, I can't speak for all of them, but yours is a beautiful story that your kid is one of the space children
yeah,
and comes from a place where positive space people you're in connection with, and you are having you're going to have you had your child. The space woman came through the wall to tell you that, and she went back to her ship or wherever she came from. They can transcend all dimensions, time and space. So
yeah,
that's what she did, and she came to tell you this. And how true that story is, that you had such a beautiful child born, right?
yeah.
And
I
this
was told that
child
I couldn't
is
even have children. I had a
really.
condition called endometriosis. And I had a lot of like mother wounds.
Mm-hmm.
So my mom, she had like schizophrenic and some other thing. It's trauma induced schizophrenic, so it's not like genetic.
Right, right.
Something tragic happened to her, which caused her to go into that state of mind.
Oh
And
wow.
I had to leave my mom like when I was like
Mm-hmm.
13 years old at the
Oh
time.
my gosh.
And so I went through like a lot of stuff in foster care and things like that. But I was fine. I was protected. And
Yeah.
I always tell people like I never felt alone. I always felt like I was guided by something higher that protected me like the whole time, because my story could have just been worse.
Yeah.
Um, and after forgiving her and I started meditating and like grounding myself and doing like chakra healings, I actually elevated to like I guess the higher state of consciousness and meditation, and it
Yeah.
scared the crap out of me. I had a friend that was already doing meditation, and she goes, "This is how you do it," everything like that. So I go and do it, and I'm thinking to myself like, "Oh, this is so boring. I don't think nothing's gonna happen. If anything, I'm
Right.
just probably gonna like relax or chill out or something." And no, I went from so when I go into my meditated state, there's like this what is it? It's almost like a big giant tomb, like an open
Mm-hmm.
tomb, and there's two people on each side that almost look Egyptian, and they come out with these scrolls and they drop the scrolls into this big thing in the middle. And then after they finish, I start seeing the colors. First color I
Mm-hmm.
see is like purple, then like this bluish color. It goes on, and next thing you know, I was in this white light. It
Mm-hmm.
was, I felt like if I was to see it with my natural eyes, I would have been blind. That's how I'm going
Yeah.
to describe it. And I was in there and I'm looking around and I'm scared. Like, I'm like, what? And I could feel my body, like that same energy. And I'm not going to lie to y'all.
Yeah.
What I saw next, it terrified me. And I had to like open my eyes. And then I was told, like, never do that. Like, you have to bring yourself down. But
That's yourself down.
I saw like, it looked like a white spacecraft. I could see the
Mm-hmm.
front of it, and the door like opens up like this. It comes down, and I wasn't going to wait to see what happened next because I wasn't prepared for it, and I just left.
Oh
I
wow.
I was out of there, and I was shaking, and I had to like return to inner. I was living on the third floor at the time. I had to almost broke my neck to get outside to return the energy like back to the earth. And
Mm-hmm.
it was that was like one of the most craziest yeah
Yeah.
experiences and meditation. Yeah, but now
You've
when
been
I do it, it's effortless.
Yeah, what you're showing people, and also in the way you're teaching people, are, and I want to let our audience know you're watching late night here on Encounters, late night spiritual UFO talk show, the number one spiritual UFO talk show on planet Earth and on social media, bar none. And we have Ranae here, our guest here in the United States, with us, and sharing a really, really beautiful story about her journey, about her daughter who's 6 years old, about the space people that she has physically encountered and still is having contact with. And I think it's a testament to the fact that we are going through major changes on our planet, and that there are people, human beings like yourself, that are actually in contact with the positive space people. And they come in all different places from the universe, beyond this universe. And, I think it's a lot for people to, I think people out here, if you've never had any experiences, you have to realize one of the things I'm hoping people will learn in the 2 years I've been here is that there are space people that live throughout the whole multiverse. There are space people that live in our oceans, as we talked about earlier with Ranae, and she knows this too, and some of you do, and that we are not the only existing life form in the universe. Growing up as a kid in the 60s, we're always taught in our textbooks, we hope to find life elsewhere in the universe. That's what we were taught. I mean, that was the science teacher, the astronomy teacher. That's what they taught us. That's the only thing they knew to teach us, And it's not their fault, but that's just what they were given those textbooks, which were lies. Because the fact of the matter is, there were always people from all over the universe and multiverse and different dimensions of existence, interdimensional, whatever. It doesn't matter. The thing is, there's so many things out there beyond our comprehension, and now we're starting to learn through my program with Ranae. We're learning things about our universe too. We're learning about her experience. We're learning about her connection.
Okay, great.
And I think that's really important. And I can't wait to have you back on to show those drawings of your child.
Yeah, I'm gonna have them ready for you. But it is a message. So someone asked me like, when do I meditate? I meditate whenever I feel the need to. Like it's almost like this sense. But it's a number that's very special to me, and it's the 11. I either try to meditate at 11 o'clock in the morning or 11 o'clock at night. And the reason why I do the 11:11 because it symbols me walking through two doors and then walking out of the door after I'm done.
Wow.
So it's like I go into whatever dimension when I start to meditate, and then when I come back, I make sure I come back through a door, and that's for my protection. But there is a message. The reason why I messaged you yesterday, because there was a message that I wanted to share with like the people that's here, because I don't believe anything is by like chance or coincidence. So for everyone who's elevating themselves and doing shadow work or healing work, continue to do it, because we're actually, it's two universes, it's two alternate universes happening at the same time. So the only way I could explain it, like the people who's operating from 1 to 3D is experiencing what we call the flight or fright, that whole crisis mode. And then everyone who's operating from like 5D and up, you are entering into what we call the new world. And you have to continue to elevate yourself higher and not subscribe to the things that you see in like from the government and things like that, because it's on, I can't even explain it, but how they showed me is that, I guess how, what it says, like the old things shall fade away. It's gonna like fade, and you're already in this sacred place, but you can't fully see it yet.
We can't fully see it. You're right.
Yeah.
So, for example, Ranae, you're gonna have to also connect with my friend April. We're part of a group of 5. There's 15 groups of 5 in the Ashtar Command, and all over the world, there's one person in that group of 5 has going on the ship. So next year, at some point, I will now join April. One of my friends here, Chesno, Johnny, and Kit Kat, who might not be here. There's 5 of us just in our first group of 5 with April. She's been on the ships in Vermont near the Canadian border. There's an Ashtar base there over 100 times. I met her on here 2 years ago when I started my show, and I met all the other people that way, and it's really amazing. So what you're talking about is true. I'll be they'll come in through a rift, they'll open a rift in my room, and they'll take me aboard the ship in 2 seconds. I'll be on the spaceship. My mother, my father, 2 sisters, and brother are on the Ashtar Command ship.
Okay.
Very amazing. So I want to share with you because I have this, there's a synchronicity here in this like communications, and I know I understand everything you're saying, everything. And I think when you meet April, when she's on live, check her out, because we all went to school together galactically before coming here and choosing to be in human form here with parents. My parents are gone now, my Earth parents. My space parents are thousands of years old. They look to be 20 or 30. Yeah. So it's a different thing, right?
Different thing, yep. So they wanted me to like, because I don't know, like I've been not isolated because I still work and everything like that, but the messages that they're giving me is this very very precise, because they could feel what they really want people is to not activate the spirit or the energy of like fear or distress, like all that low vibrational energy. Like we have to keep it high for them to continue. It's like we fuel them. How she explained it to me is that we are very important to them. We're like their children.
Right.
And they want to be there for us, but they don't want us to be in fear, because things are going to be changing for the better, but we have to see it differently. We have to see it from here and feel it, like someone mentioned, like the Christ consciousness and things like that. We have to be like realigned within our soul body, like listen here. So they showed me a picture of myself before, and they said that it's something inside of me that has to be unlocked, and I've been working on it, but they still have to give me more information. So it's something right here.
Yeah, something inside you.
It's something inside of me that's like dormant right now. But they said what they showed me is that once it unlocked, I saw my, I guess you would call it Christ body or higher conscious self, and my eyes was spewing like pure white light, and then out of my mouth was like pure white light. It's almost like I released something that was pure, that was inside of me, that was gonna pretty much like help the new world.
Yeah. And the thing is, one of the things we talked about, and my friend April and I talked about, you're going to join us hopefully Saturday night. We have a thing called Ashtar Command Night. That night, my friend April and I come together on my live here, and we talk about everything within the Ashtar Command consciousness. When she comes back from the ships, we share information from what she gets from the council meetings, and she physically goes everybody on a ship. She's not channeling anything. She's physically going on a ship. A father brings her on the ship, or her mother might come, and she's in a rift. She goes through the rift. She's on the ship. She's met Jesus. Jesus is a space being. She's met him a couple times.
Right.
He's a very humorous person. He has a very cool, so we sometimes call him a cool dude. He's not like Earth-based religious fanatics that
No, it's
proclaim
nothing
them.
like that at
He's
all.
way different than that, and he oversees the Ashtar Command. He oversees the Councils of Light, and it's a beautiful thing. And so when you get to see April, when she's on, check her out and introduce yourself. Tell her that CmdrAleon sent you.
Okay,
She's
I
just.
definitely will.
But Saturday night she'll be on with me, and we bring forth information from the space levels of the Ashtar Command, because I come from that consciousness, and it's just a beautiful thing. I'm really happy you're here.
Yeah, thank you. I'm happy to be here. It was like, who do I share this with? A lot of time, like for entertainment purposes. It's like it's always that feeling, and like who you could share it with. But then it was like almost like how Christ had went out into the world to spread messages and to like heal the people and things like that. I felt like my message and a lot of other people message that's like on here, like the stories need to be told for us to like make the full connection, if that makes sense. And my daughter is also a Pisces as well. I'm a Taurus.
Interesting.
Yeah, she's a Pisces. I'm a Taurus. I'm very like grounded energy, very earth energy. I'm also a hypnotherapist too. I've
Really?
seen
I
a
didn't know
couple of
that.
my past lives. Yeah, and I'm about to go into training to become a death doula, because with my energy, I do usher people like out of this realm into the next
Right.
realm as well.
Right.
Yeah, I have done it with my grandmother. When she telepathically let me know that she was ready to leave. She passed away 3 years ago at the age of 95. And she let me know, like, hey, I'm ready. And I left work and I went down there to take care of her. And she came into my dream world to share fish with me.
Oh,
And
wow.
the fish is very significant, like symbolism, not only just like birth or whatever, but she knew that she was passing the matriarch, like, totem to me at that point.
Wow. Interesting. Yeah. One thing I've never too shared on here, psychic, really middle of the year, came here from a crystal shop that friends of ours, they have a really good crystal shop. And she says, oh, they told her, the psychic, that I do the show. He says, your husband is very powerful. When he does his show, there's a portal that opens up. And so at the end of my show, I have the command. I have some Ashtar gods here that you can't see them. They're here protecting me. And then we have the angels. They actually go scan the apartment complex of this old house. We have a family above us and a family below. It's a nice old house. And so what they do is they start from the basement, and we gather any of those that need to cross over. And then we go to each floor. We scan everything, and then we amp up the light energy from the basement. We clear all the residual energy out, which we do every night after my show. And then we cross everybody over, and we close the galactic portal, and they go to the next level of life, we call it. And then I thank, Jesus, and I thank Mother Mary, and I thank the angels specifically, and my guards. And people know this, but I do this every time after I'm off my show. I have to do that to clear all the energies before I go to sleep.
Yep.
And,
And I
yeah,
have a
it has to be
process.
done.
Oh, yeah, it has to be done. And I mean, I just think whoever created me or universe or whatever, like I felt like I had to go through everything that I had to go through. It's one thing to be like tech savvy about things, but actually walking and living the life of like people who's been through like so much pain, it's like I had to experience the pain to understand the true meaning of it, and also to help heal people that I come across. Like right now, I feel the energy of someone who lost someone dearly recently, and they just feel like, what is the purpose? But whoever it is that I'm talking to, like, your purpose is to continue living for them and for yourself. And also to know that when our fleshly body goes, the energetic body is still there. And we still have to like honor it, whether you call it ancestor worship or whatever. Still speak to those individuals; they still here with us.
Right.
You
And
know,
many and many of them, many people, if they live their life and they're from the stars, what we call
Yes.
starseed, when they leave what they call an old body, let's say on Earth, and they've been that starseed and they know they came from somewhere else, their bodies are in stasis on a spaceship. When they and I think you know what that is. So stasis, right? So when you go out of your physical realm of the human body, no matter what your age is, you now can go back to your original body, which is
Yep.
looking much younger. You could be thousands of years old and look to be 20 or 30, and all
Yep.
of a sudden people say, "Oh, there they are. They woke up. Oh, you're back after you're back after so many years on Earth." and
Yes.
and they come up there fully conscious, and they're back on a spaceship with their families, and that's something that everybody will experience. You'll have that option of experiencing that. It's not going to be forced one way or the other. The space
Yeah.
people will they know that you have your space bodies protected. Any of you that are starseed, you have a body in stasis, and if you don't understand what the terminology means, it's that your body is alive and well. Your consciousness came to Earth to experience humanity. You woke up in the human body and say, "Oh, I'm from space. I'm from here," because you're not from here.
Yes.
We're having the human experience, but we're really from space, meaning we're
Mm-hmm.
from another planet, another solar system, another galaxy, maybe another dimension of existence. But we chose to come here and have the experience, and we also came here to wake up the planet.
Yes. And can I get, like, for those who want to participate, it's like, I don't know, my spirit is just really, it's like, it's this energy. So if whoever wants to participate, you can. If not, but take your hand and just put it in the heart space. And I just want everyone to take like 3 deep breaths in and out with me. At this time, I'm sending everyone that's on this live a little part of my astral dust or whatever the energies that come with me for healing. I pray that you find the fragments of yourself that is missing and putting those pieces back together in your heart space, and know that your loved ones are surrounding you at this very moment, and they want each and every one of y'all who participate to put a white candle out for them and say your prayers and open up your dream worlds to them, because each and every one of them have experienced something on the other side, and they want to give you a unique message, not only just through me, but they need y'all to hear it and to understand that things is going to change for the better. But you have to believe that they're still there with you, and they still love you, and they still watch over you when you're sleeping at night and when you're walking out the door. And those moments when you almost had an accident, that was them preventing any stumbling block that was crossing your path.
Well said, sister. All right, well, we're going to have you back on again too. Go ahead.
But thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for
All right.
allowing me to speak.
Yes,
I'm
and
going to
Ranae
take
is
my little
now
cap off.
okay. And Renee's a new cosmic friend of the show, and we're on usually at 11 o'clock. I got about 11:22 tonight, but we're usually on 11 o'clock nightly. I might take a night off because it's a lot of to do what I do for 2 years. I do take nights off sometimes, and then I feel like, oh, all these people have nowhere. It's like a void on TikTok, and I better get back on. So I usually one night off usually helps me just regenerate, and I usually want almost unless I go somewhere, 11 o'clock at night, and then Saturday nights is our Ashtar night with April, and yeah, I want to thank you, Renee, for coming on tonight. Really, I appreciate
Yes,
it.
thank you for having me.
I
Good
see.
night.
I don't think you're nervous anymore. I can see that you're pretty
Huh?
comfortable now. You're pretty comfortable
Oh
now.
yeah, now I'm not, because I don't know. I just felt like I'm about to be judged.
Oh no, not here. Not you kidding me? I'm the last person doing judgments. So thank you so much. And then
Yes,
we're gonna
thank
have
you.
Starseed Booty coming up. She was on last night, and she had some tremendous things too. You're gonna love her,
Okay,
Starseed Booty. So we're
and
gonna
I'm gonna stay
bring you.
on.
We'll put you down here. We're gonna take you off the ship very carefully here.
Okay.
We'll beam you down. There we go. And Starseed Booty, where are you? I know you're here somewhere. We're gonna hear the second part of Starseed Booty's story, and hopefully she's still around. you're watching Encounters, the late night spiritual talk show. And I know Ryan wants to come up again. We want to get Starseedbootes on here, and we're going to bring her up. There's a lot to do. And let's see, Starseed is coming back up. There's a second part. I've got the show from last night on my YouTube channel. If you missed the interviews with everybody, including Starseed, last night it's on my YouTube channel. Hey, Astro Command Spaceship News. And Starseed, to introduce her, is a contactee, not an abductee. And she has had our space family take implants out of her that were put into her by negative ETs. And she is a beautiful being of light. So we're going to have her. Hey, Starseed, how are you?
Hello. Good. How are you?
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Thank you.
And
I appreciate
and Ranae's story was incredible, wasn't it? Ranae is.
It was, and I could resonate a lot with her. It's just so different because I got a channel today, and it was about things like that. How we had to have a period of isolation, and now it's like time to come together and like tell the stories, so people can some people that are feeling maybe not heard, like they can find their tribe.
Yeah, it's just I'm finding, very interestingly enough, how my show is gliding in different ways, and now I'm seeing, not that there weren't people on here that are contactees. I have had contactees on here, but now I'm seeing the universe is bringing more of the contactees who are having physical experiences like yourself, like Ranae, onto the show. And I think that's really amazing. So I'm going with the flow of the universe that way, because I think it's important that, I interview all kinds of people, but there is the contactee like yourself who has the physical contact with the space people, like the Arcturians and all the other space beings that were on that ship you talked about. That last night we heard the sound of the ship, which was really cool. And it was close near. I mean, we all heard it. Some people said they heard people speaking to each other. And I'm thinking they heard sounds of people on the ship talking to each other. I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
I just heard the sounds, but they could have heard that. So it's really interesting. Since last night, so in that 24-hour period after we got done on the show, did you have any contact with the space people after we got off the air?
Yes, I actually did.
I felt that. What happened?
Well, they just were kind of telling me they were proud of me, and because I was really nervous. I'm not the type that would come up and say anything, so they were happy about that. They were happy about how much love was in the room, and then we talked about a few things, like about myself, like with losing my grandma and all that stuff, and they said that a lot of things, like it's going to be coming a time for people, they might think, to not lose hope, because like even if they're feeling like really down in the dumps, just to trust the process, like literally, because like what's happening is that everything that's no longer serving them is going to be purging out, whether they want it to or not. And so that therefore will cause a little bit of like depression or whatnot when it's happening, but just to let it go, because it's clearing you out for you to ascend to a different frequency, and because you can't take those things with you, the heaviness of things from the illusion.
Those things that are heavy, the 3D things, they can't come with us. They're not going to be allowed. There's no way. We don't bring that with us. We let go of those things in order to ascend into our cosmic Christed consciousness. That's what I was going to ask you. I was thinking about this today. That's the one question I didn't ask, and it's so important. So if I know that they're with you all the time, and they're probably hearing what we're saying. So,
I heard them talking with Ranae up there, so I could hear them through the live. Yeah.
Well, okay. So are they? Would they consider themselves Christed beings of consciousness? Like my family, all the people in my family on the Astro ship are all Christed beings from planets that are what we call Christed planets of light. So with all these beings, no matter what they look like, they follow in that lineage of the Christ consciousness.
They do. The reason I have this name is because I'm from the Bootes constellation, and so like in Arcturus, say for example, everybody goes through Arcturus when they come here and when they leave here. Everybody goes through there, because they kind of keep like the door, so to speak, from the heavens to the earth. So like Yes, they're definitely a part of that consciousness. It's
like
the place everybody goes through, regardless of where they're going to go.
That's right. I mean, you have to go through it in order to,
Yep.
And all these different beings at one time in their lives, eons ago, were going through the things that we're going through now, but they're not, they've gone through it already. They've gone through it like a bazillion years ago. I mean, they're at a state of consciousness way beyond the consciousness that we're at. Now we are going into a consciousness, right, that is in that vibrational frequency of what you call Christ consciousness, which the space people are already in.
Right. They are. They were once like us. So that's why they understand and they have empathy and humility for us, these beings, and they protect us every day more than we even know. Therefore, they're protecting us from things that we don't even know are existing, trying to like bring us down. So they're always watching around the clock.
Yeah. And they've actually prevented us from, as I said,
doing
in the 60s,
things and
like blowing up our own planet with nuclear weapons.
Absolutely.
The space people have, as you know, protected us no matter what your age is. I know growing up in the 60s, we had the Cold War. And the reason the planet's here still now, because the space people, the Astro Command, which oversees all the light beings, from no matter where they're from, prevented our planet from destroying itself.
Absolutely. Many times. Many
more times than some of you know. And some of you weren't even around in the 60s when I was, but I knew we had to go under the table. They said, if you go under the table, this is how ridiculous it was.
It's cool.
We have nuclear drills. We had nuclear fallout shelter signs. They told us in the classroom to go under the table, which had nothing to surround the table underneath you. It had a desk on top, nothing on either side of it. And you had to go under the table to prevent yourself from dying from a nuclear radiation bomb attack. Like that was going to, that being under that classroom table, that I would still be here perfectly looking beautiful if I went under the table. That's how ridiculous it was growing up in the 60s. That's what they did,
Right. And we got that technology from the negative entities that, we weren't supposed to get that technology yet. We were supposed to develop more spiritually, not technologically in that area. So the negative entities gave our government that technology to basically thinking we would self-destroy, but they didn't bank on, us being very protected. So they were wrong there. I
don't think they banked on the scientists that were so smart that they created the hydrogen bomb that was going to even happen either. That was the thing that drew all the space people here unconcerned, because the vibrational energy of the bomb, the hydrogen bomb, radiated throughout the universe and did affect many planets. Yeah, they heard it.
Yeah, even the underground subterranean terrestrials that were that don't come up very often, because a lot of extraterrestrials went underground due to things going on, and then they heard them doing these tests and blowing things up, and so then they came out. That's what kind of had them drawn out from the subterranean area.
And they were also involved in shutting down the nuclear facilities too with their ships.
That's why they fly around a lot of nuclear plants, because they are literally protecting us from
they don't want us to have any problems. It's really interesting. And so with all the things we're talking about, all your experiences, which we learned a lot about how the space people can take somebody who is of light, who negative ETs dealt with as you were younger, doing implants on you, thinking they can get away with it, and then knowing that you're protected by your space families, they come, they take you on the ship, and they had to put you in like a galactic hospital kind of atmosphere, for lack of a better word, and they had to take all these implants out that were put into you. So do you feel a lot better now that all these implants have been taken out?
Yeah, and see, what people don't understand is that, like, I know this sounds really weird, but this is what I was told, that the brain is an organic microchip. And it was put there because when we first came, because I was part of the first 100 souls that came to Earth, and to incarnate on in a human body, with my past lives and stuff. So I was a blueprint deliverer from the Blueprinters soul group, and they we got stuck in negativity, and we fell from grace basically because we got stuck in the negativity down here. So I've been here quite a while with my past lives, but they said that when we first got here, we just kind of slumped over. We didn't know how to operate this vessel. So literally, we got an organic microchip, which is the brain, to operate our nervous system and our functions and stuff. And it was supposed to do only those things, and our heart and our soul were supposed to make the decisions. Well, it got switched around somehow, and literally, it's like it's like our brain has been hacked, like literally, by the Dragos. I'm sorry, but that's the rogue ones.
I would even say that those that operate in Christ consciousness, their brains haven't been hacked at all. But there are people that have been unknowingly susceptible to what you're saying because they're not consciously
Right.
know how to. Some people don't know how to protect themselves, and if you don't know,
Yeah, and we're breaking out of that a lot. We are breaking out of that, and it's like it's just that they've literally. When we got to a point where they didn't even have to shapeshift anymore, they could just emit a frequency, and that would change our perspective of what we were looking at. It would give us a false. That's why we can't always believe everything our eyes would see sometimes, because sometimes they emit a frequency that changes your perception of something. So they would so then that's when these other beings came, in power loads, because they were having none of that. And so now it's like everybody's kind of just coming out of a sleep now, it seems like. And
right, coming out of
some
sleep.
People don't know how to deal with that because the truth is just really, it's emotional because you've been lied to, so, and you feel betrayed by your own people that are like, higher ups that are supposed to be here to help you and help take care of you and be there for you.
And one of the people in our audience is asking about this, and I mean, I already know the answer because I know where they are. The Malaysian Flight 370 over 14 years ago disappeared off the coast of Malaysia. I knew somebody who was tracking that under the radar tracking system. That's a live radar tracker. It's all like icons. They're golden-looking, jets that are, wherever they are. However this happened, he happened to be on the tracker, and there were 3 jets. And the Malaysian Flight 370 was one of the jets going off the Malaysian coast by itself into the China Sea. The 3 other jets changed their lookingness on the tracking radar. As opposed to looking like a golden jet, they looked like 3 discs, like spaceships. Now that was unusual to begin with. I have the video footage from the tracking radar on my YouTube channel that shows this. And what it shows is that Malaysian Flight 370 went over the China Sea, everybody, and then this other jet turns into a disc. No, the jet goes all the way out really quick. No jet can go that fast. And all the other ones are like moving like little by little. This thing just goes out over the sea next to Malaysian Flight 370. Next thing you know, 2 other jets appear over the sea next to Malaysian Flight 370. They switch into a disc-looking object on the radar tracker. What happens is moments later, and I have the video, Malaysian Flight 370 disappears. And so did the 3 disc-shaped objects. It just disappeared. So I guess the question is, and I wanted to preface the story so you can understand it, do the space people who are the ones on the ship, do they know anything about, I already know what happened, but I want to get your perspective because you're communicating directly. You physically go on the ship. Do they know about Malaysian Flight 370? And if you don't have the answer, that's fine. Do they know what happened to, I know they're alive and well. I know they're off planet.
They're alive and well, and they just went to another dimension. So a lot of them didn't know who they were. Like a lot of us don't know who we really are. Like as humans, we think we're limited, but we are not. We are very powerful, and our minds are very powerful, and we can like literally do anything we put our minds to. But we just don't believe in ourselves. And these beings know the power of us, and the powers that be, or the negative ones, don't want us to be aware of our abilities,
right?
Because then we can get out of here, basically. So right. They are alive and well, and they're in another dimension.
Yeah, that's right. So that's exactly right. Without telling you too much more, You're right on point. So everybody's watching this show. I know, like I said, I know what happened to them. There were scientists and other very intelligent people on that one particular flight. Of all the flights of
Some
that
of them
day,
agreed to go too
I'm sure they did.
beforehand.
I'm sure they did. We'll never hear that because they're now where they are. But I know that these people then, and even the pilot that was communicating with the control tower, he was not sounding freaked out. He sounded calm.
No, he knew what was happening.
They were all knew what was going on. They had no fear. All these people on Malaysian Flight 370 I'm telling people, they are totally alive and well. They've probably learned since 14 years on Earth time, they've probably advanced their consciousness 10 times over where they were before they left the planet.
And they saved a bunch of lives because I feel like the plane might have possibly been in trouble as well, or if there was people that something would have happened in their lifetimes that was not meant for them to have happened. And they communicated with these people before they took them to the next dimension. So that's why they were so calm, because they let them know they were there before they even, took them through the fabric of time.
And I can also say that where they are, when they left this particular planet, and I know this to be true from my consciousness because I don't channel anything. My information is direct. When that happened, I knew they were taking on a very, very big cloaked mothership. This mothership was so big, it opened up, and I have the images in my consciousness of it, opened up and brought the jet into the spaceship, and the people were in completely perfect harmony. They were protected.
Yep.
And also, they were given, the space people are vegetarians, so they were given, obviously they were taken to quarters to sleep. They had sleeping quarters on this mothership. That's beautiful. They were given food. They were treated very, very beautifully.
It's like a whole city.
The whole city, and they absolutely are fine. I feel sorry for the family members in Malaysia. If I were able to speak to them and say what I'm saying here, they probably, I don't know how they would react.
I know.
But their family,
that's hard.
Their members who were on that jet, they're all perfectly fine. They're all alive and well. Every one of them.
And I have a feeling that I've been told, like I'm getting told right now, like they're going to allow, they're able, when it's time and when the time is right, they're going to be able to like somehow make it known to their family members, if they would like to, that they're okay, whether it be something spiritual or whatever, but they'll get some kind of message some way that they'll know that they're okay.
I think that.
I hope that they don't grieve too much because...
Yeah,
they will see him again.
Yeah, they are. When contact happens in 2026, which is going to be the beginning of contact. Wait a minute.
Yeah,
I hear our friends on the spaceship.
That's a confirmation, usually. Yeah.
Okay, I hear the spaceship. I have my earpods on. I can hear everything.
I know I do, but I can hear.
Okay, so the people on the ship, if you hear that sound, that's the spaceship where she is. That spaceship is above you, all the way up in the atmosphere, correct?
Yeah, I have the window open too. I just but yeah, it's usually a confirmation when that happens. Like right now, I can't really hear it, but I know it's going because I can just a little bit.
I have my earpods on. I can hear that spaceship loud and clear in my earpods.
Well, then that's a nice confirmation.
I hear that ship. It's just a beautiful thing. I can hear that ship right now.
Yeah, they say it's been debunked, but they actually did go to another dimension.
They did.
They did, and I don't know how they would debunk the CGI of it disappearing, but where's the plane? They're not going to find the plane.
No,
the plane is on the ship.
The Australians tried to find the plane, and every piece of records they found was totally not the plane. The jet went into a big spaceship that was big enough as a big city, and they were taken, and they are perfectly fine.
Right.
They are basically the men and women on that jet have learned so much from the space people, and they will come back when contact happens in 2026. They will have the ability to come back and see their families.
Right. Well, you heard about the plane, remember, back in like the 1950s that disappeared and then landed in the 2000s, and they were still the same as they were in the 50s when the plane just disappeared, you know?
Yes.
And they got freaked out, the pilot did, and like took back off and flew off, and they never found it again. So like,
yeah. The same thing can be said for the pilots before I was born in the 1940s, that over the Bermuda Triangle disappeared. And before they disappeared, the last words they said was, the land looks strange, like purple. Like this purple colors.
They were in inner,
strange. They were in another place, right? They were in a they went from 3D world into a completely different environment, and I believe they are still alive and well too.
Yeah, all the people that have went missing over there, I mean, most all of them, maybe one or two besides that, are in a different place.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the ancients put that there like a long time ago. That's how they had that technology to go traveling, dimensional travel back then. And, you know, there's evidence of that left there. They're going to find it soon sometime. It's definitely a portal, but the reason it's so like unpredictable is because there's none of them that knew how to operate it left anymore here. So like literally it's kind of just, you know, malfunctioning a little bit, so to speak. But
and we have crystals, not crystals. There are pyramids in the depths of the Atlantic Ocean off the coast of Florida.
Yes, the Atlantic off the coast of Florida is a hotbed. Yes, there's totally tons of. There's extraterrestrials down there, definitely.
Oh yeah, there are. There's actually
and in Panama City Beach.
And there are pyramids in the depths of the ocean off the coast southeast. I'm getting right now. I'm just like I'm getting information. Southeast, there are pyramids. Give me a second.
Oh, you're in Florida.
There are 3 pyramids specifically off the coast of Florida, way out in the water. These pyramids have crystals on top of them, and they are activated. They're totally active all the time. They are active. They're actually operated by the space people. They are actually there on purpose in the water, and they've been there for a long time.
They've been there for a long time. And there's like actually like other like oceans underneath the ocean. Like there's spaces in between where there's air and like things like that. And they live, there's many bases by Panama City Beach, Florida. Yeah. I know that for a fact.
It's amazing what we're sharing tonight with Ranae and Starseed, my friend Starseed, who's been on last night. What you're learning here, folks, is things that you're never going to hear about on cable TV, on History Channel, on Ancient Aliens. I'm going to be meeting those folks next year. But you're getting information here that you're not going to get anywhere else. And you're also hearing, as we broadcast, one of the spaceships coming through on Starseedbootes' phone.
Yes,
the sounds of that's the sound of the spaceship that is overhead from where she is right now.
I'm getting that's confirmation. That's their way of confirming.
That's their confirmation.
And I'm going to get back to Florida because I have to go back there. I'm called back there. Like I had my biggest UFO experience there, and I was in the water and everything. And I still try to get that live webcam, but I still can't get it. But it was the best experience of my life, and it was really cool. My mom experienced it with me, and I need to go back there. I still watch the live webcam on Russell Pier, quite often because I miss whatever being that was. It was part of my family, and I miss them. I get really emotional, like when I think about it. Like I will never forget it, and I have to get back there.
So all I'm going to do is. I just want to. I know I'm going to stay on here till about 1:15 at latest. It's been crazy. Time goes by when you're doing interviews like this.
Yes.
I don't even think of the time until I look at the top of the phone here. But it's almost like everything's timeless at this point. I don't even think about time. I'm just in a space where I'm out of space into this place where we're having beautiful sharing of information, which is more important, And I want to just tell everybody out there, all 700 of you, that the commander loves all of you. I can tell you that my father on the ship and everyone watching on the main ship of the commander watching the show now, I know that Starseedbootes, their people have monitors too on their crafts, and they can see her, they can see us, and we want to send our love to all the beautiful space people out there for the work you're doing to protect the Earth and be part of the celebration of what will be happening in 2026 when contact happens on planet Earth. And it will be happening.
Oh, it will be. Definitely, it's going to happen with or without the government, because it's a fact.
Yeah.
They're not asking permission anymore.
No permission. Like I said before, we're done. And I can speak on behalf of the Ashtar Command that we are done waiting for you to give us permission to contact the people of Earth. We are contacting them. You are a space person in human form. I am a space person in human form. And we're saying on behalf of our space people from all the different planetary systems, there is going to be contact in 2026.
Yeah, so hang in there. If you're feeling lost, just hang in there, because you're loved and they're always near. They're always by you. Every time you think of them, that's because they're there. They never left you. And we have universal laws we have to follow, and it's not considered an invasion, them coming, because they have so many of their own in here that have been living like a human, doing the work, and they have like 2,000 years of this in with humans, us coming as humans, and so that's the what do you want to we can't invade in universal law, so then we would have to come and live the experience as one of them, and not remember who we are.
Right.
That's the deal.
You came here. My friend April came here in Vermont. I came here. Many of you who are Starseed and many of my audience around the world know that you came here. Some of you are just remembering who you are. Some of you, and that if you don't know who you are, it's okay too. You don't feel like, oh, I don't know who I am. Will know. There's nothing. You will eventually know who you are. And the beauty is, this show, my father told me that this show is going to be bringing everybody together around the world. Forget CNN, forget History Channel, forget the Travel
don't watch
Channel.
Those.
You're going to be going on a social media app called TicTok, and of all the social media apps, this is going to be the place on this show where I'm bringing people together. And that's because we're going to be getting ready and preparing people for what's going to be happening. So that's really crucial. Very crucial.
And I keep getting a message from them, because I telepathically communicate. They're saying that they need people. I know this sounds really weird, but they communicate through music a lot, because they gave us the technology of the internet. So literally they can manipulate and operate on it. So don't think that they're not on here, because they are. So there's a song that they want the people to listen to that explains what this place is perfectly. And they want me to say it. My cheeks are getting hot. It's called Silent Lucidity by Queensryche. And that is the best depiction of what this place is and how they are with you. So
I hear the sound of what I call, wait a minute. I hear cosmic sounds of music in space right now.
They love music. That's the universal language, is music or frequency.
Let's take a moment. Can anybody hear the music? Let's all listen for a minute.
Oh, yes, I can type it.
Yeah. See?
And if you have that, when you go to watch it, it's very important to look at the lyrics of songs. And if you keep hearing a song over and over again, everywhere you go, they want you to stop and go to YouTube or something and look at the song with the lyrics, because it holds a message. So just remember that.
And the music, if you listen to it, it sounds like celestial music I'm listening to. Listen to the sounds.
Beautiful. They're always musical.
Everyone listen to the music right here. It's very celestial.
I don't know if I spelled the singer of the song right, but yeah.
It's amazing. It truly is. The music sounds like it puts you into a state of consciousness of listening to it. My consciousness is shifting from the music. It's so beautiful.
And we'll start hearing music like what sounds like I've heard it a few times already, but we're going to get more of what sounds like choirs in the skies, or like some kind of choir in a way.
It sounds like a choir. Like sounds like a whole. At times, sounds like a choir of angelic sounds of space people singing.
Mm-hmm. They're always emitting frequency.
Singing. Amazing.
Mm-hmm. It's a universal language everybody understands.
No, it's amazing. It sounds like it sounds like a chorus of angels singing in space.
Yes, that's what it definitely sounds like, and it's it's weird because it's like off in the distance, and then you might be also hearing like what sounds like metal doors opening. Sometimes that's them up there as well. They're just making noise a little bit,
Wow.
But they're cloaked. You don't see them when they're cloaked and with the cloud around. It's that same gas that looks like a cloud that protects them from radiation.
Oh, it's amazing. It's just beautiful. It's I'm so hypnotized by the music. I can stay on here all night and just listen to the sound. It's just so peaceful, and it just goes to the heart of your soul. It's really amazing.
And some of our loved ones that have passed are on these ships as well. So
yeah, I'm going to slowly dissipate. Not really, but I'm so listening to the sound in my earpods on here. I'm just listening to the sound of music. Mm-hmm. Wow. And you can hear all the different sounds if you have earpods on. So we're going to be back on again tomorrow. Well, we're always going to be back on tomorrow night, the eve before Thanksgiving in the U.S. And we'll be talking more about things. We'll have guests on here. Boots is always welcome. And I'm just like sitting here listening to the sounds. It's really hypnotizing.
And they say if you need rest, then take your rest. They said.
Yeah, take your rest.
So that's what they said. They say, always take care of yourself.
All right. So I want to thank you for coming on here for part 2.
Thank you, guys.
And you've been a blessing. And I want to thank Boots again for being here on Encounters. I almost don't want to let the music go, but we want to thank the space people that are with you. I want to say thank you so much for helping her and being part of the mission work. We'll let you down here.
Okay, thank you guys. Love you guys.
All right. So wow, I mean that was amazing sounds. That sound is reverberating in my consciousness. It's really, wow, that was just a wow moment. I know there's some people in queue here. And let me see here. I'm going to bring. Oh, what happened? I was trying to bring somebody up. Sharon Louise. Sharon Louise hopefully is with us. Hey, Sharon. Are you with us?
No.
Hey, Sharon Louise, you're on Encounters. Are you awake?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very well.
Okay, I know it's been a while. You've been waiting a while, so I wanted to get you on here.
I didn't ask to be up.
Oh, that's really weird. I'll bring you down. That's really, things like this just happen to my show. I don't know how it happens.
Thank you.
Let me bring you down, and I appreciate you being a viewer. So let me bring you down. That is strange. And let me see here. So I'll do 1 or 2 more interviews here as we wind down. Again, this is Encounters, the No One Spiritual UFO Talk Show. I'm CmdrAleon. I'm a starseed, how I define starseed. And I'm also hosted the show and host of WESU FM's Cosmic Eye radio show for 21 years. And as a starseed, let's see, who am I bringing up now? I think Ranae. Bring Ranae up. And we're just going with the flow. We'll be on here for just a little bit longer. Ranae, good evening.
Hey, good evening. How are you?
We're doing good. It's been a crazy night, but a good one.
Man, it's crazy out there tonight.
Yeah, it definitely is. Definitely is. And are you able to come on camera tonight? How's that working?
I'm trying to put my baby to sleep. Let me step in the other room really quick. Hold on.
Okay.
How's
Yeah,
everyone
go.
tonight?
We're doing good. You gotta get the baby to sleep so they can go off planet.
Oh, I know. He just came back from dad, so he's a little bit excited to be home with all his toys. So.
Oh, there you go. That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yeah. So I let him rock because he's not gonna go to school tomorrow. So.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah.
I remember those days. And so tell us, what did you want to share with us tonight?
I would love to share my screen, but I really don't know how.
Okay, so all you got to do is on the screen, there is an icon that looks like a camera with a line on it. When you see that, you have to just press that and then save it, and it'll turn your camera on. There you go.
Hi, everyone.
You got it. All right, Ranae is on the air. I mean, on the air. She's live and direct.
Okay,
here.
let me see how I can. I don't know how to share my screen to show you guys what I'm been seeing outside. Today driving home, I seen a UFO, and I think it followed me home because I was recording it. There's like a green and yellow light at my back door, literally right now.
Right now.
Yeah, let me see. Let me walk in here. Yeah. Hold on. Hold on. Should I just change the camera? Oh man. Trying to switch it. Hold on one second.
Yeah, you can switch it. You go on to the little 3-dot thing, and then it brings you up to a thing that says reverse or switch camera, or
crap.
it says it'll say flip camera.
Whoa! I've never seen one that looks like.
Oh shit! Excuse my language. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, that's okay. You have like 3 little dots on your thing on the bottom, and
it just keeps coming up like save. So I'm just like.
So it's live gifts, flip camera, mute microphone, settings.
I turned the mic off. Okay, multi, live. Yeah. I don't know. It's not.
Yeah, there's a flip option there. I don't know how,
Okay, yeah. I gotta figure this thing out because I rarely come on here. But
well, you'll get it. You'll get it figured out. That should come on more often.
Yeah, there was a UFO. Today driving home on the highway. I've been seeing them like every single day, and my friend told me, he was like, you gotta relax, because this morning he's in Jersey, like South Jersey.
Bring your camera down, because we only are seeing your head.
Oh, I look crazy, sorry.
That's okay.
Okay, look at my back door, look.
Okay, there's your back door there. And what are we looking for?
There's the lights. They are right now they're purple and green. There's been like this mushroom thing in my backyard, but they have I don't know if they're underground or they have a portal, but it looks like spider webs. And then they have a tethering strip and you can see the electric static. I believe they like my what's the thing that charges my Ring camera? I can't even think of it right now.
Can you walk outside and show us what it looks like?
Yep, hold on.
Okay, she's gonna go outside, everybody.
Okay. There it is right there.
Okay. Oh, the green light. That's in the sky though, right? That's in the sky.
Outside. Look, I'm outside. I'm outside.
There's okay. So let's go to the sky level. Let's look at your sky level. There. Okay. So what part is that in the western sky? What part of the sky is that in?
I have no idea.
So that
I live near the Atlanta airport. I live near the Atlanta airport.
Okay.
Yeah, about 8 minutes. That's it right there. That really bright one towards the bottom.
Yeah.
That's it.
And what color is that? Can you tell us from your perspective?
Right now, it looks like a star, and it looks like silver, but it's green. But it's starting. It noticed me. It noticed me, and now it's flickering. And it's about to start lowering.
Okay, so was it before you got home? Was it moving as you were coming home?
Yeah, there's an orange one. There's the orange one.
Where I can't say. I see the lights from the ground level. I barely can see the other light that you're talking about.
Let me see if I could. Can I zoom in?
I don't know. On TikTok, it's too bad they don't have a zoom feature.
Right.
Excuse me.
Look, there's another bright one. This is directly up. Oh
Okay, that
crap!
one.
There's a UFO right there. Oh Lord.
Now
I
so
just.
let's for perspective. Normally at night you don't see that light there, correct? Or do you?
It's at different places. I do see them. The orange one I never see outside. Cause I had an encounter with a ball of light. But it's freezing out there.
And
I had an encounter with.
when did the ball of light encounter occur?
That happened in around, I want to say July.
July. Okay.
And it
Wow.
like was falling out of the sky. I thought it was a meteor or something, but then I knew I wasn't tripping because it was directly next to the stoplight. I had to rub my eyes to make sure that I was not tripping.
Wow.
They're outside every night. They're in my backyard. It's something underground. I don't know what it is.
Uh-huh.
But my Ring camera, I have like a tethering strip, and when it rains sometimes, and it'll look like, and then my friends are like, "Oh, that's just rain." You know, everybody tries to make it seem like you're deemed crazy. I know what I'm looking at.
You have an instinct to know what you're looking at because you're the one who's looking at it. I mean, they're not seeing it. You are. I mean, that's obviously, true. With the camera, excuse me, sometimes it's hard to see that little tiny speck of light and get a close up because you can't zoom in unless you get like one of those attachments to your phone to zoom in. And they do sell them, but then you would have to get an attachment, hook it up to the phone, and zoom in on the light to show people a close up of what you were, saying. Very interesting.
Oh, yeah, I don't have one of those. Whew. But other than that, I don't know. They're like clear beings. I don't know if they're interdimensional. Remember, I was telling you about the tall ones.
Yeah,
there's
tall
all
ones,
different types.
Oh,
They're all different types.
Yep. They're all different. They are different. I mean, you've got Arcturians, you've got Palladians, you got all types of space beings that are totally different out there in the universe, without a question.
But right after I talked to you, I was a little bit more comforted when I checked my camera. It might have been the next morning or maybe a couple days later. And it looked like Jesus Christ was like leaning over the top of my home. He had long hair to the back, a robe, and was praying over my home. But I asked for protection, and anything negative, I do ask it to leave my home if it does enter. But it was definitely, I put it in like a group, and I went anonymous in the group, and I was asking everybody, like, 'cause I was a little freaked out. I was asking them, like, what do you guys see? Like, what do you guys see? And everybody was like, oh, you're protected. It definitely looked like Jesus Christ. He had a robe on, long hair coming down his back, and he was kneeling over the place that me and my child sleep at.
It could have been a projection of energy of him, because I know that I don't know how he operates, other than I know that my friend April has been with him on the council meetings on the Astro ship, and he wears very comfortable clothing. He has a sense of humor. He's he's really kind of amazing.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'll
Yeah,
tell
I
you
was
what.
a little freaked out today. Driving home, it was literally a UFO. But I was recording it coming home. As soon as I started recording it, it went like you know how they kind of get bigger and smaller to let you know, like, I see you. It did that kind of thing, but I could see it the whole way home.
Yeah. No, I believe that, and I see things too when I get out of work. Sometimes I look at all the air traffic. I'm a C5 trained observer, so I've seen a lot of air traffic in our area. And once in a while, I'll see something that looks different, and I just keep looking at it to see what the light's going to do. If it gets really close enough, the bright light will, go. Once it passes me, oh, that's a jet. But I always look really carefully at the sky, and I try to sense the spaceship energies too. It's really interesting that way.
Yeah, you know how they leave the big lines that go through? Some of them are jets, and some of them are ships.
Well, you know what? It's getting to be late. It's 1:16 a.m. in the morning, 2 hours and about 50. No, actually, We got on at 11:22. So I want to.
Can I ask you one more question? Are there certain
Absolutely.
orbs that are bad
Great question. I don't
by
know
color?
about. There might be orbs by color that are not positive, but I really would have to have time to meditate on that, and maybe I'll have an answer tomorrow night about that.
Okay, because I've been
fading
seeing a
out.
bunch of
Yeah.
different colors,
Yeah.
but my main ones are red, orange.
Mhm.
I've been seeing red, orange, blue, purple, and green.
Oh wow. Well, I know the purple are very beautiful. And what are the other colors?
Green, blue,
Green and blue are okay.
orange, and red. They scare me.
They scare you.
Not scare me, but it's like
I'd
a
have to
ball, and it
meditate.
comes to my front door on my camera, and it makes it go off, like it's at motion, and it has like little kind of wings on it, and it's red, and then it turned green. I don't know. It's just weird. I would have to send you the stuff, but
Yeah, I don't think they're negative. Half Pint, my friend Mary, saying red, orange, and blue are guards. The color of God's created colors of orbs that are of light.
okay.
That's one of and she's been a guest on my show. She is connected with the Anunnaki up in the Appalachian Mountains, her and her husband.
And there were some gnomes at my front door too. Oh my God, so much going on.
The gnomes do exist. My friend, a couple of friends of ours here in the area, where Ashtar Command people have gnomes in their house that are very positive.
Yeah, it was really small. It was like a little one, it was a little lady at my front door.
Oh, interesting. Well,
And everything I just told you that I shared with you, I have proof and footage of every single thing.
See, that's the thing, right? I love that about, all my guests, including you document everything. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
I'd love to talk longer. We'll have to have you on earlier in the evening when it's not later in the evening, in the morning hour.
Yeah, I'll be back on tomorrow night.
Yeah, we'll be on. We'll be here tomorrow night before Thanksgiving. I want to thank Ranae for coming on for a little bit again, and we appreciate you. And I hope you have a beautiful morning, daytime, whatever.
You as well, everyone. Be blessed and have a great night.
All right, we're going to take Ranae down the ship. We're going to do some things here finally. I want to thank all the viewers out there. We appreciate every one of our new people. This show has, over the last 2 years, become one of the main focuses for information regarding what's happening, regarding contact, people's stories, visitations, contactees, the people that have been abducted that I've taken out the implants remotely with the palm of my hands here. I want to thank my father on the ship for gifting me that ability a few months ago. And I want to send our blessings to the Ashtar Command and all the different forces of light that are working within the command here as we get ready for contact on Earth. And we are going to have contact. And it will be a beautiful experience. And for the naysayers that might say, this is not going to happen, you need to just wake up. You need to just wake up. That's all I can tell you. If you don't wake up, you're going to be for a big surprise when it happens. And you're going to say, you know what? I should have taken the advice of the commander when he told me to, So I want to thank everybody. We'll do some last minute giftings. If you wish to send us a gift, please do so now. It's been a long night and some great interviews, great information, great stories, great questions. Thank you all. My guests, Ranae, Starseed, everybody who's been on here tonight. I want to thank you all for being here. Ranae, my first guest, I want to thank Ranae for being here too. Some great information from Ranae down in the Maryland area. I want to show you one thing. I want to show you a spaceship. This is a video. I want to show you something here. Speaking of things, I got to do this. I promised everybody I would. Let's see, can I do this? Come on now. No, don't do this now. Here we go. I'm going to show you. This was in Washington, D.C. I hope it's still up. Let's see here. Okay, let's do this. I'm going to show you a video, which I hope is still up here. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, here it is. I got it. I'm going to show you a spaceship video. Don't go anywhere. And then we're going to call it a night. Let's see here. Can I do this? Sure I can. For entertainment purposes only, let me see if I can. This is a video of spaceships over South Washington, D.C. This happened November 25th. November 25th, South Washington, D.C. Look at that. That's amazing, isn't it? For entertainment purposes only. Check this out. South Washington, D.C. Say it to you one more time. Four armada of 4 spaceships, South Washington, D.C. I'm sure the major media blacked this out for entertainment purposes only. Pretty cool, isn't it? Pretty cool. Nope, that's not SpaceX. SpaceX goes in an angle, and the lights are all connected to each other. This is not SpaceX. Good thing I've got a background in ufology for over so many years. I've been in this thing for a long time. Oh, let me see here. Let me take that out of there. Let's see. There's 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Who knows why I didn't scramble jets, but I'm going to go back on camera here. Hold on a minute. Give me a second here. All right, folks. I'm saving that video, by the way. I don't think I saved it yet. But now I am. I've got that video saved. You're going to see that video. It's going to be on my TikTok page with all the spaceship videos. You'll see that. I'll be putting it on there tomorrow, and I'll be sharing that with people on TikTok tomorrow. I want to thank you all for being here. I'm going to get some rest, close the galactic portal in front of me here, and we love you all the new people. We love you, new and old. We thank you for being here, and we appreciate you, and we're here to bust the matrix. We're telling you the truth. We're giving you the information. We're not questioning whether something is really happening or not. It's happening. We thank you very much, and if you want to do some gifting now, please do. That's up to you. It's free will, free choice. I appreciate all your gifts that you've been giving during the show. Thank you. We appreciate Starlight. Thank you. And any other gifts you wish to give, Starlight, thank you so much. And all the people around the world, thank you for tuning in to Encounters, watching our show. Starseedbootes, thank you. Thank you for the space people coming through with the sounds on her phone. Thank you to our Ashtar Command family on the spaceships, my father, my mother, my two sisters and brother. Thank you. Thank you for everyone here who's waking up and those that are awake. Thank you. I can't tell you enough, Griselda. Thank you for the flowers. Starlight, Kelly, thank you. Thank you so much for the heart me. We appreciate you. And we're going to get some rest. Before I go to sleep, I'm going to make it a purpose for myself to go on our Ashtar ship with my parents on the astral plane. Not the astral plane. I'm going to astral travel to the spaceship. So before I go to sleep tonight, I'm going to astral travel to the Astar ship and see my parents. All right, everybody. Time for me to say goodnight. Take care, everyone. We'll be on tomorrow night at 11. Also, we're nightly on here at 11. Saturday night is Astar Command Night with April and myself. So don't forget that. And Handyman Mandy, I'll have you on. I think you have a story to tell. Tomorrow night we'll have you on. And again, thank you, everyone. If you wanted to be a guest and you haven't been a guest yet, we have not forgotten about anybody. If you have a story to tell regarding contact or your experiences with the ET levels or UFOs, we'll talk about it tomorrow. Okay. Take care, everyone. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Good night, everybody.